Test, test. All right, I am live, and we'll see if this is a success or if this is a massive failure. But I'm going to let other people know. And I am talking to myself right now because there's nobody else here. Oh, Casey's here. All right. Well, good morning, Casey. You are the first person that I think is here. And as of right now, assume my stats are correct. My stats must be a little wrong because there's at least two of you here. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the link around and then we'll get into it. But welcome to my experiment. Did not live stream yesterday because internet issues, but my internet seems to be back up and fixed, and we are firing at 5 full green bars, so we're in business. Saturday morning trade talk. Come hang out live and chart requests or questions. Right now, just putting this out on my social medias and stuff. I didn't think anybody would be here right away, so I thought I'd have enough time to quickly do this before anybody showed up. But no, it looks like some people showed up right away, so I appreciate your patience in this. All right, already. Right now, just putting stuff out on social media about this. Oh, nice, up to 26 people. I would say to hit the like button, but I have no idea if this is going to be likable or not. We'll figure it out. Oh, wow, a lot of participation in the chat already. I'll get to those. Like I said, I thought I'd have a couple moments before anybody would even notice, since this wasn't really scheduled far out, to get this on my social media. So I apologize, but like I said, I was not expecting people to show up so quickly. But thank you for being here. So I appreciate your patience. All right, get this on. There we go. Let's get this on. And all right, there we go. We are now on social medias. I do have my coffee. So I guess that's my first question, everybody. What is your drink of choice on a Saturday morning? I guess assuming you're in the United States. If you're someplace else in the world, maybe it's like dinner or lunchtime for you. But I am in the state of Iowa in the country of the United States. So it's morning. It's Saturday for us. So I got my coffee. What is your drink of choice? Amarian Celsius. Okay. I was thinking, why are you telling me the temperature? But that is a type of drink. Donna's going with coffee for sure. Okay, with a for sure. So there's some emphasis there. As in, how could you do anything other than coffee? Like, that's for sure. Evil Shadix, water. It's my late evening, but I drink Monster. You drink Monster in late evening, so you don't want to sleep? Mike Gilbert's got the latte. Very good. Yeah, I got my black coffee. I guess it doesn't match up with the image because I got it in my Yeti mug. Well, as I was just telling people, I was not able to live stream yesterday because of internet issues, and then finally late last night. I mean, it lasted all day, in and out. I was I was stupid. I did take some trades, and even one of the trades, it started to get squirrely. But so I did take some trades yesterday, but it was in and out. I did try live stream. In fact, I think I left it up. It's like a minute and 32 seconds, but the internet, it was just too sporadic, would not work. But then finally late last night, they got it figured out. And yeah, I'll probably be paranoid to keep looking over here because I just want to keep watching these bars. But the bars now are all green. Yesterday, they were like all red. So we are, I think, and I have not seen any buffering on your end. I suppose if you do see it buffering, let me know, but it looks like that should not be the case. I am back at full bore here. But anyways, so no, there is no, to advance the conversation, there is no live stream, unless you want to consider the minute 43 seconds. But it's like, well, maybe, and it's like, well, I don't have anything going on this morning, so kids are kind of still in bed. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's hop on here, and maybe this could be something. I'm not going to commit to it every Saturday, but yeah, maybe if every now and then, if we can do some Saturday morning coffee, talk some trading, talk some charts, we'll see if this is popular or not. I've always been curious why the chat doesn't show up during the replay of any of your live streams. Well, I am also very curious on that. I don't know. Maybe I have a setting that's not. Yeah, I don't know. I can try to look at that. Yeah, I would like for it to, but I guess I don't know. If we have any YouTube live experts in here, how do I get the chat to show up during? All right. Well, I want this to be viewer driven, so this is how it's going to work, and I'll probably repeat myself because there's always a constant stream of fluctuation of people. But this will be viewer driven. Obviously, there's not going to be any live trading or anything. But if you want to request on a stock, on a forex pairing, on a futures market you watch, on a crypto, let me know. I can do an analysis on it. I will say that I make no promises that I'll get to your analysis, or if you have a question or just whatever, I make no promises that I'll get to anything unless there's a $5 super chat, because that'll bring it to my attention and I'll do it right away. So you don't have to do a $5 super chat, but the risk to that would be I either never get to it, or by the time I get to it, maybe it's like 30 minutes after you've requested it. So the $5 super chats go immediately to the top, and because I'm just going to start at the chat box and work my way down. And also, yeah. When I started trading 2 years ago, your videos really helped introduce it to me. Thanks. Oh, well, glad they could help, Amarian. Hello, is the market closed? Well, Mohammed, that depends on what market you're referring to. I'm assuming you mean the stock market or futures market. Those are forex. Yeah, I think even all forex markets are closed right now. Crypto market, though, never closes. So, Mohammed, I guess I'm not sure. You say, is market closed? You'd have to be a little bit more specific. What market are you referring to? The best EO Clay, what is up? You have done such a good job of improving from 300 to 600 standard views. Okay, I'm not sure what that is in regard with. Maybe that's in regards to the live stream. But yeah, trying to grow the live stream a little bit at a time. My current goal is to get 150 concurrent viewers. I get a hold. Oh, you get a notification. That's good. Looking at why you take care of your stream today, Morning Clay. Yes, we will be able to talk about. Will we be able to talk about entrepreneurship and full time? Yeah, I mean, we can we can talk about what any. So nobody has any Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I missed Mike's. Mike is requesting XHLD. Oh, wait, you're probably just questioning why this is on my screen. Yeah, that's just what, because I do a top 10 video list. So, let me go to. So this right here, Mike. Whoops. That XHLD was the last one on this list right here. So that's why that's up on your screen right now. So yeah, does anybody have any requests? I mean, I guess we'll start things off just taking a look at the overall market. Let's take a look at the SPY. And yeah, the SPY, I remember talking about this a couple days ago on live stream, but just a classic example in technical analysis. We have the well-known 200-day simple moving average right here. You'd want to see it act as support, but as soon as it failed, then that's where just the basics kick in. When levels of support are broken, they tend to act as resistance. And I mean, check that out. Acted as resistance, acted as resistance, acted as resistance, acted as resistance. So, I mean, that's just charts playing out to a T. Are charts perfect? They're not. But are they a tool that I would argue everybody should probably learn? Yeah, absolutely. And, here's just a classic example of that. So, I mean, as of now, going into next week, it's good, don't get me wrong. Sign of bullishness that the price has bounced. Another sign of bullishness that the price has gone sideways. But from this standpoint of things, really, we're looking at basically a form of a bull flag pattern Problem is, the issue is, the unknown is that this bull flag has occurred in this downtrending environment. So it's sort of like, okay, well, is this, I mean, it is a bull flag, but is this the most powerful looking one? It's not. Now, if this was occurring in an overall uptrend, that'd be a much different story. But that's going to be the question in my mind, is what actually happens with this bull flag going into next week? Is the overall trend eventually, which is clearly flowing downwards right now, is the overall trend going to also just eventually cause this to fail to the downside? Or are the bulls going to show up? And can the bulls get a break to the upside? So that's kind of the overall market, at least on the SPY, is little bull flag, but we have quite a big problem point up there at the 200-day simple moving average. And that's one that's potentially going to present some problems moving forward. Oh, yeah, and if you are enjoying this Saturday morning session, definitely make sure to hit the like button because, like I said, I am in total experimentation mode right now, and I'm certainly looking for feedback. So, and best feedback I can get is likes and then super chats. So, I mean, like I said, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. And then let's see, we'll drop down on the 30-minute here. So, yeah, okay, 30-minute, check it out on SPY. Once again, the 200 period has shown up. Strong downward slope to it. Going back to Thursday, rejected twice by it. Interesting, last 30 minutes, volume surge, nice green breakout. So is this going to lead to more upside pressure to come? We'll see what happens. But still down below the pink line, so I would still count myself as skeptical because I want to see the price. Can it get up through that level right there? Tesla. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. I did do this one in my top 10 list, so the annotations will already be there. We'll start off on the daily, though. So, yeah, daily, basically, well, you can see right here, it is trying to push up through this overall trend line. That'll be easier to see. That'll be easier to see on the 30-minute here. But let's just look at it from the overall standpoint, because from the overall, what we basically have is, yes, there is that trend line right here. And, yes, there is an uptrending trend line right there. But if we factor in what was going on before this, basically 2-week period, you would say, well, the price was up here, and then it came down here. And then if I make this more visual, put the golf ball up here. This is an upside down pennant, which means it's a bear pennant. Now, just because something's a bearish pattern does not mean for sure it's going down. Same is true, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure or guaranteed it's going to go up. But yes, overall, looking at the daily chart, I would still be skeptical of Tesla because it is just a bear pennant pattern. And we've had several of these. So here is one where, yeah, it started to come up. This is more of a bear flag. So you can see it had a nice upwards channel. But what was it doing before the upwards channel? Well, it was up here and it came all the way down here. So bear flag, boom, continuation of the downside. Again, that doesn't mean that for sure guaranteed this one's going to get continuation. I would just say, yes, Tesla had a very nice Friday, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And the daily chart here still is at threat of that bear pennant pattern. So we'll drop down now to the 30-minute. And the 30-minute here, you can see kind of it's right now a double whammy of, well, I take that back. One of the whammies has been eliminated. It used to be that trend line was a big problem point. And you can see earlier on, multiple times on Friday, that was a level that kept smacking it down. However, to be fair, during that final 30 minutes, wow, that must happen quick. Because usually I do these when the market's still open for a little bit of time. And by the time I got to Tesla, I could have sworn the market was going to close in like 5 minutes. Maybe I'm off a little bit, but regardless, by the time the market closed, Tesla actually did overcome that first whammy of resistance. So it is no longer a double whammy of resistance, just the single whammy, which, yes, and I know I talked about that in the top 10 video, that pink line up there, which I've already been talking about quite a bit. And this is why, right? I mean, a lot of people use that 200 period moving average. So even if you just want to, well, it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, okay, fair enough. Well, then we need to keep in mind where these self-fulfilling prophecies may be. But right there, you can see that's right where it got rejected back down. So that's still going to be a problem area moving forward, is that 200 period moving average. But yeah, nice break above the trend line there. Now it's just a question of, sent you an email with directions for your, oh, great. What email did you send it to, Casey? Did it go to my junk maybe? There, yeah, it did. It went right to my... Come on, don't do that to Casey. Okay, just a minute. I want to move to inbox. Thank you, Casey. I will look at that. Never send future messages from Casey to my junk folder. There we go. I got it, Casey. I will look at it and make sure that we get that change in the future. So thank you for that. That was very kind of you. So yeah, Tesla's looking good. Still has work to be done. Thank you, Amarian. Appreciate it. So Amarian is clearly liking this. 99-cent super chat. Appreciate the feedback. And then yeah, I mean Tesla just kind of a couple ways you could do this part. You could draw the trend line there. I'll answer that, Amarian. But just in the future, technically it's $5 super chats. And I just make it 5 because if I make it 99 cent, then I'm going to be like a slave labor. I'm going to be here for like the next 8 hours answering questions because people are giving me. So, but I'll answer that one. But yeah, again, I like to try to keep it at 5. That way I don't turn myself into like I said, I don't turn this live stream into like the sweatshop, the coffee Saturday morning sweatshop. That's not what I'm really trying to do here, but I appreciate it. And I'll get to that in just a second. But, so yes, as far as Tesla is concerned, you could use the trend line, but if you want, you could also just keep an eye on the purple line right there, 50 period moving average. So if you're new to charts, just moving being the keyword there, that line's going to keep moving itself higher and higher. So it's basically going to be like a trend line that draws itself for you anyways. So, but yeah, so that's Tesla right now. It's making some progress. I wanted to ask, how do you calculate how much you make with Bitcoin? Well, I mean, what price? So you're gonna have. So I'm just gonna make these up to make the numbers real easy. But let's say you bought Bitcoin for 100, and then it went up to 107. So my question is, how much did this rise from 100 up to 107? Amarian, how much did that rise? And then once you answer that question, then the question becomes, how many coins did you have? So how many Bitcoins? So let's say you have, I don't know, 0.25 coins. 7, there you go, exactly, it's 7. So now so it went up 7, and if you have 0.25 coins, then you would multiply 7 by 0.25, right? Because for every coin that you have, it went up 7. So that would be how you calculate how much you're up in Bitcoin, or how much you're up in anything. How much did it rise, or how much did it fall from where you bought, and then how much do you own of it, and then you multiply those numbers together. So the change, we'll just use the delta, which just means the change multiplied by the PS, position size. And that'll equal how much you're either up or down. So the change, which could be up or down against you, multiplied by your position size, how much you own, equals how much you've made or lost. All right, let's see where we're gonna. Tesla. Oh, good. I'm glad I did Tesla. A couple people requested that one. Got to hit the road heading to New York later. Yeah, see you, Mike. PL1, PLJ. What is that? Francisco. I'm not sure what you're at. Is that like a. Yeah. What is. PI? PI1, PLJ 20. Yeah, what is that? I don't. PL1. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Michael is asking for PLTR. Again, did this one on my top 10 list, so there should be annotations here already. So these annotations are all coming from the 30-minute. But yeah, on the daily here, you can see it. Nice sign that it pushed up through that purple line there, 50-day moving average. So we're up through there. That is a good thing. Oh, it's platinum futures. All right, we'll see what I can do. Again, if you are enjoying this, make sure you hit that like button. $5 super chats. Make sure I will get to your request or question right away. If not, that's fine. It just may be a while if I ever do get to it. So I don't make any promises that I'll get to a request or question. But $5 super chats, I will get to it, and I'll get to it immediately. But yeah, so daily here, nice push up through. So yeah, I'd say that's probably the biggest dynamic here that's happening on the daily. Now, I mean, yeah, it's got a nice little uptrend here that's forming, but like a lot of these other ones, to be fair, it does have an uptrend there, and it has this upwards channel. But when you start to factor in bigger pictures, well, what was happening before this movement here? Well, the price was up here. You could, I mean, I guess really you could use that. But point being, price came down. So right now it's still just a bear flag pattern. But as I already mentioned, just because something's bearish doesn't mean that the price is going to go down. Bearish patterns can always be broken, just like bullish patterns can always be broken. So let's hop down to the 30-minute time frame. And yeah, so this stuff must have happened very, very like last minute of the day, because a lot of these, when I was doing this, again, the markets, when I do my top 10 videos, are the market's open still for just a slight amount of time. But by the time I got the PLTR, I thought the market was basically going to close. So to see that it ultimately came up through and broke right there, clearly had a in fact, let's just do this real quick. Now I'm curious. Let's drop down to the 1-minute time frame. Okay, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about, yeah, the last essentially 6 minutes of the day is when this bigger move happened. So that does make sense then. All right, we'll go back to the 30-minute. So very nice move there. And yeah, moving forward, like Tesla, a couple different things you could do if you wanted to. You could draw yourself in a trend line to measure the current trend, or you could just use a moving average, let the the quote unquote trend line draw itself for you. Again, those aren't technically trend lines or moving averages, but as I like to call them, trend lines for lazy people. So if you don't feel like drawing a trend line, the moving average will draw the, again, quote unquote trend line for you. So you could use that if you wanted to. But yeah, I mean, that's not a whole lot other than, yeah, PLTR had a good solid day. Still work that needs to be done, like I said, on the daily chart via the bear flag. Good morning, SOFI. All right, let's take a look at SOFI. Let me grab some coffee. If you have not yet told me, what's your Saturday morning drink of choice? I already asked once. We got it. Mainly coffee, but we had some energy drink folks. We had some latte folks. SOFI. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so the first thing, it's been a while since I've looked at this one, because I was still considering this an area of support. But the first update we do need to make, just based on technical analysis, is that when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if this move is going to continue next week, first key area of resistance to watch closely going to be right there at about $13.60. So keep a close eye on that. But again, kind of this is across the board in a sense. Yes, there have been a lot of upwards moves. There's no doubt about it. But when you factor in where the price was before these upwards moves, right now we have yet another bear flag pattern, which I would assume is probably what we'll look at the Qs after this. I'm guessing the Qs is also a bear flag pattern, and that's why in my mind, going to next week, yeah, you can feel hopeful. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm like hopeful and skeptical at the same time, because from the bullish sense, yeah, this thing is grinding upwards. Yeah, there is an upwards channel, but technically speaking, it is just a bear flag pattern, which could produce more information to the downside. Coffee was hazelnut creamer. However, I'm up at 4 a.m., so that was a few hours ago. Oh, wow. What do you do, Tim, that has you up at 4 a.m.? I mean, that's an early riser. So, yes, SOFI on the daily. Looking good, yes. But overall, still just a bear flag pattern. Let's see if the 30 minutes sharing anything else with us. It is indeed. So this one has not broken through the key trend line. We were just looking at what NVIDIA and Tesla, which did break through those key trend lines. This one, still in play. So look at that. I mean, you got to think a bunch of people have watched that, or excuse me, have drawn that in there. And I make that comment because when a lot of people are watching the same trend lines and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements. So that still does not guarantee anything, but is it plausible? Is it valid that if the price were to come up here and break up through that level, is it rational for you to think that, a break right there could create additional buying pressure in my opinion, that is certainly a more than valid conclusion on your part, because you got to think all sorts of people have drawn on that trend line right there. So really, we have kind of a big old wedge if you just want to use. So we have our resistance that I've already talked about. But then if we just use our purple line here, 50 period moving average, as basically another trend line. Essentially, you have this wedge that does it bounce around. But as you can see, the further it goes this way, the pattern is running out of room. So eventually, somebody's going to make up its mind. And that's just the big question. Are the bulls going to get the win to the upside? Or are the bears going to get the win to the downside? That all remains to be seen. But yes, SOFI via the 30-minute got the wedge formation forming. But like I said, it's definitely knocking at the door of the upper part of the wedge. Normal routine. Wow, good for you. Study the market, workouts in, and off to work by 7. On Saturdays too? Let's see. Now, where are we at? SOFI. SK sent me the email. Like I said, if you want me to see yours right away, the $5 super chats make that happen. If not, I just go back up in the chat and work my way down. Thanks for that question, because now I learned something new. Oh, I like when people are learning. Oh, Francisco, Platinum Futures. It's okay if the platform doesn't have it. I mainly trade metals, commodity, and indices. Well, Francisco, do you want to look at gold? I don't know. What? So LPL. There it is. Platinum. Is that it right there? Platinum Futures. That's what you're asking about? Let's take a look at Platinum Futures. All right. So Platinum Futures here. We're going to start on the daily time frame. So let's just build some context. All right. So context on Platinum Futures. I don't think I've ever looked at Platinum Futures, but hey, a chart is a chart. That's the power of learning charts. So that's certainly context there. The futures have, since basically the beginning of the year, they've been trending upwards after, let's just look at the weekly. Is there just a lot of chop? Yeah, all right. So this is the weekly, meaning each one of these candles represents an entire week. So we're looking at actually multiple years here. So yeah, multiple years. It looks like platinum just sort of likes to chop around. Chop, 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 chop. So, whereas I'm curious. Now let's compare this to gold, because gold seemingly has been just going up, and it's not been chopping around. Yeah, all right. So that's interesting. I don't know anything really that much. I'm not deep down in the weeds of the of precious metals. So in my dullard mind, I would think, okay, aren't all precious metals kind of drifting upwards like gold? But as we just learned together, or at least I learned, that no, platinum, a little different. Platinum, a lot choppier. So I don't know if we have any precious metal experts in here. I'm all ears, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like like I said, if I'm honest, I would have thought platinum would be drifting up with gold, but no, that's not the case. So anyways, all right, well, we'll go back to the daily time frame. And like I said, in the near term, there is a bit of an upward slope to it, although it's hard to have too much expectations, again, just based on the weekly time frame and how this one is just chopping around. So really from the weekly, I would, and I don't know what time horizon you're even looking at, Francisco, but right here seems to be kind of an area that I would say to not get that excited about it, up there at we'll call it 1100, just because that maybe puts it out of the, and I only say maybe because technically it would still have these highs up here, but at least if it can get above there, it's starting to kind of get it outside of this choppiness range that it's had for literally over a year. But we'll zoom back in here. Did I ever think that on a Saturday morning I'd be sipping coffee talking about the weekly chart of platinum futures? I did not, but that's why I like these. It's keeping me on my toes. Keeping me on my toes. So again, daily we do have some upward slope to give credit where credit's due. At the same time, though, we have that action too right there. Whoops. So, and that was a pretty rough rejection the past few days. So let's zoom in here and look at the 30-minute. And yeah, there is what we just saw. So daily time frame, we're looking at this right here. We're about to look at this on the 30-minute. So you'd expect that to look pretty rough, because I mean, it looks rough already on the daily, but we go down to the 30-minute and yikes, there it is. Just the bleed, the bleed, the bleed. So on the 30-minute, again, as of right now, and like I said, Francis, I don't know what kind of trader you are, but On the 30-minute, we have ourselves a little ascending triangle. So there is our support part of the pattern. And then right across the top there is a resistance. So I don't know, is from more of a shorter term standpoint. So keep in mind, we were looking at the weekly time frame where each candle represented an entire week. And now we're looking at the 30 minutes. So each one of these is only 30 minutes of time. So now this is more so certainly a day trader, short-term swing trader type vantage point. But yeah, I don't know. Does it get the breakout? Even if it does, though, I'd be a little suspicious. I'd be a little nervous because not that far away from the breakout of the ascending triangle pattern, you then have the purple line up there, the 50-period moving average. So that could get a little sketchy. That might get a little problemsome. But yeah, there does seem to be a little bit of hope. But once again, to be fair, we've been talking about this on the other ones. Yes, this pattern here has formed. Yes, it's an ascending triangle. But if you then factor in where the price was to down here, and then let me make, for you golfers out there, put the golfle up here. So we have ourselves an upside down pennant. Technically, it's a bear pennant pattern still. But that's why bear pennants are always interesting, because there is still a bullish component of we have this ascending triangle. But I do like ascending triangles more so when they're occurring in uptrends compared to downtrends, which it is right now. But it could still produce a move to the upside. So there we have looked at platinum futures. Let's see. Thank you for entering PLTR. I think TEM would have similar comments since it seems to be following PR. Okay, gotcha. Do stop hunters keep eyes on trend line? I don't believe in stop hunters. Stop hunters are, as far as I'm concerned, a myth, because it's all based in confirmation bias. If your bias is stop hunters exist, then your mind, when you get stopped out, is going to be like, oh, those stop hunters got me. But I have been there numerous times, and I realize that just because I've been there doesn't mean anything is true. But I would challenge everybody to think, have you ever been in a trade where you walk away the trade and this is your conclusion? Whoa, that was a winning trade, but I remember when I almost got stopped out on that thing. I was so close to getting stopped out, but I didn't, and it turned out to be a winning trade. Have you ever been there? I have been there many, many times. But it is easy to block that stuff out if your bias is, oh, well, they're stop hunters, because that doesn't confirm your bias. That's actually, that's refuting what your bias is. So if your bias is stop hunters exist, then what are you going to remember in your mind? You're only going to really remember all those times where you get stopped out. Oh, I got stopped out. Oh, and then it went in my favor. So you got to be careful of that, because if I am objective and if I am brutally honest, there have been many cases where, I swear I would have got stopped out. Like, didn't it not hit my stop? How did I not get stopped out? And then it goes in my favor, and I'm like, wow, I survived that by the skin of my teeth. And I have many videos on my channel now over the years showing this. Again, just because it's happened to me doesn't mean that it's true. But like I said, I would challenge you, if you've traded long enough, be honest with yourself. Have you had those moments where, like, the price got pretty close to your stop, but then it ended up going in your favor? So my question is, okay, if stop hunters exist, why are they choosing not to hit my stop in that situation? Like, if they're hunting stops, I had a stop there. Why was it not hunted? It was so close, because there's no stop hunters. There's no algos that chase stops, because and I asked the same question, like, okay, why did the algo? It was right at my stop. Why did the algo not just go get my stop? If the algo is designed to get stops, why did it not get my stop? Because it's just supply and demand. There's not any magical, mystical, that stuff is, oh, and it was a trap. It's like, well, yeah, sometimes things happen that you could call a trap in hindsight, but what about the times where it's not a trap? And so this could be considered a trap, right? So you have this pattern, and the pattern, comes up and then goes like this, and like, oh, look at that trap. And I'm sort of making this. Oh, it was the algo trap, right? Look at it, trapped all those longs. It's like, did longs get trapped? I guess, but like, was that like an intentional trap that was set up beforehand? No, I reject that premise, because we've all been, well, I don't know if we've all been a part of, but if you've traded long enough, I'm sure you've been a part of a movement that does something like this. It comes up and then boom, it goes. So it's like, okay, so that was just, the trap algo wasn't there. Like, why wasn't the trap algo being used? Or is it just because people are overcomplicating? It was just, well, in this situation, there is not enough demand to overwhelm the supply. But in this situation, there was enough demand to overwhelm the supply. It's supply and demand. So yes, I don't prescribe to all the algorithms and the stop hunters and this, that, and the other, because I don't know why certain times the stop hunters decide not to hunt my stop when they're basically knocking on the door of it, and other times they. So that's my thoughts on it. That's my opinion. I'm not a big believer in all of that. And I come from the world of penny stocks. That's when I got started like 20 years ago, where it was the evil market makers were doing everything, the naked shorts, all these conspiracy theories, and no, it was the company dumping shares. It was the company diluting shares. Now, I'm not saying that's the case in futures or whatever, but it's just supply and demand. Because, let's face it. If there was algorithms that could create traps and all this sort of stuff, those people would be, I guess, to be fair, maybe they're the Saudis. Because the Saudis, like, nobody knows how much their net worth is because they don't, like, share that. So maybe it's the Saudis that are running these algorithms, and they are just, they're worth trillions upon trillions of dollars. Because think about how much power that would be if you could create an algo that could create like a trap. No, I don't think. I think it's just supply and demand. Which again, why do some patterns break out and then other ones are traps? It's not like there's somebody in a cubicle like, okay, we're going to make this one a trap. Nobody has that amount of, liquidity. Yeah, exactly, Casey. It's confirmation bias, and I'm just as guilty. Like, I have confirmation bias all the time. People get a bias, and then you go laser mode into anything that confirms the bias. But anything that doesn't, your mind kind of just kicks to the curb. Like, no, we're not going to remember that instant because that's not confirming my bias. So yeah, if you have a bias like there's stop hunters, then you're only going to focus on those times where see, stop me out. See, went in my favor. But yeah, be like I said, be honest. Have you been in those times where you've stayed in just by the skin of your teeth? Hard to remember those times because that's not confirming your bias. That's actually pressing against your bias, which, yeah, as humans, that's always uncomfortable when people kind of press against our thoughts, or like you said, your thoughts and beliefs. But yeah, no, a great question and a fascinating talking topic. One that's I kind of have passion for, because again, I come from penny stocks in the old school days of penny stocks. I imagine are probably quite a bit like a meme coins, where you get the crazy conspiracies, and it can get pretty entertaining. Let's see. IONQ. Again, first, good. We're at actually 57 concurrents. If you are enjoying this is a total experiment to build a little context. Hit that like button. $5 super chats. If you have a request, I'll get to your request immediately, so you don't have to wait, and I will get to it. But if you throw up a request or question without a super chat, that's okay. I'm just not making any promises that I'll get to it or that I'll get to it within a sufficient amount of time for you. But bare bones, if you are enjoying, if you find this helpful, make sure you hit that like button, because maybe I can try to come back. And I'm not going to commit to this every Saturday, but maybe we can do this a couple times a month or something like that. Let's see, where were we? IONQ. All right, so IONQ, I don't know what that was from a long time ago. So right here, the thing that immediately stands out via the daily time perspective is a 200-day moving average. Actually, so like right here, kind of goes along with like the trap. Like, was this some sort of algo that created the trap? It broke down and then it went back up? Or is that just a false breakout? It broke down and then the demand just showed back up. Because if you trade long enough, you've seen plenty of these where the 200 period is broken and then it just flushes. So like in that situation, why did the algo not show up to create, not create a trap in that situation? Like I said, I would just argue because, well, at this point, there is not enough supply. The demand stepped up. The buyer stepped up. And they're like, nope, false break, back up it goes. So from a trading standpoint, more so swing trading, that would have been a good movement. From a day trading, I mean, that's plenty of wiggle room right there to scalp something out. But yeah, just a pretty savage move. Acted like it wanted to break down through that level, and then boop, back up it went. And then after it got back up above it, you can see that it did a good job of, once again, acting as support right there, acting as support right there. I'm not quite sure why I'm so far zoomed out, but so that remains the key level. But even if that level does break, I would still be skeptical, because we now have a track record of that area being a little deceiving in the sense of making it looks like it's broken, but it's not. So 1770 seems to be more of the confirmation point that the 200 period has truly been broken. Because I get it. It's easy for me to say, well, let's make sure it's truly been broken. It's like, okay, Clay, those are just words. What do you mean truly been broken? Can you define those? And that's why I love charts, because they allow you to take phrases and make them very visual. So in my personal opinion, quote unquote, truly break the 200 period would be a violation of 1770, because that was just the lows from the previous fake breakdown right here. So that's what I would consider a true breakdown of that 200 period moving average. But as of right now, it's maintaining above it. Yeah, let's get this. Let's see how this matches up on the 30-minute, because we do have this trend line right there. So let's go down on the 30-minute now. So there's that trend line. Yep, looks good. Although 30-minute is suggesting that really before you put much attention on that red line up there, price first need to prove itself by getting back above the purple line right there, 50 period moving average. So keep an eye on that. So there's Lance, do you think it's a good time to be buying shares for long term, or still more downside before you feel like it's buy level? I have no idea. That's why I just scale in, Lance. So I bought some at the beginning of the past couple months. So it's gone down since I've bought. But like I said, I don't ever just go all in at one point in time. I like to scale in. As of right now, I'm glad that I made that decision. But I will admit there's been times in the past where I'm like, why didn't I just go all in? Because I keep having to buy higher and higher now every month, as opposed to if I would just went all in, 3 months ago, man, that would have been like the perfect entry. But in this moment in time, I'm glad that I'm just scaling in because I think it's always a good time to be buying. That's my opinion because, you say long term. That also depends on your definition of long term. I'm 41. So I still got like 20 years left before I just really, truly, I'm just going to want to lay on the beach, sip my coffee on a Tuesday morning, not a Saturday morning. So my premise is I think the markets will be higher 20 years than they are from right now. So yes, from that angle, I would say that it's a good time to buy. It's just really a question of what do you think you want to do, how you buy. And again, I'm not saying my way is the right way. I'm just saying that's how I do it. And sometimes I've been very happy with it. And at this exact moment in time, that is one of those times. But in the previous, years, there's been times where I'm like, I wish I would have just went all in because I would not have me buying this so much higher than where I am right now. I'm trying. Yes, I'm an elementary school teacher. Awesome, Tim. I love teachers. During the week, an interior painter night. It's weekends. Yes, I'm painting. Well, listen, Tim, you are Tim's my boy. You're my boy, Tim. You're my boy, Blue. Love it. Multiple streams of income. That's what it's all about right there, folks. And he's clearly interested in the markets. That's what it's all about. Hustling and grinding. Waking up at 4 a.m. Tim, will you be my friend? I trade supply and demand. That is why Francisco, sorry. Andrew Rodriguez, good morning. Hey, Andrew. Yellow, nobody's looking for your stop loss. It's a myth. Agreed. Oh, okay. We have a $5 super chat. So where's Donna? Did you have a request, Donna? I see your super chat, but I'm not seeing a request. I'll keep an eye on the chat box if you have a request or question or whatever. Or did I already do yours and that's it? Because it does say thanks. So maybe I already did one and you're thanking me afterwards, which is very kind of you. Any thoughts on RNAZ? I've had really close call. Okay, Casey, going back. I've had really close calls like that. Exactly. And I appreciate your willingness to be intellectually honest with yourself, Casey. Good skill to have that you can admit that you have had close calls. Exactly. Yep. So next time you hear that, you just need to ask those people, have you had one of those? And if they're honest, yes. Well, how come the algo didn't take out your stop? Why didn't the hunters? I mean, it was point blank range. It'd be like shooting fish in a barrel. Why didn't they take it out? That's a tough. Because again, if it's their premise that they're hunters, that they are hunting stop losses, and they had something at point blank range, why did they not take it? I guess that still doesn't defeat it because they could just come back with the argument, well, they're not very good stop loss hunters. Which then okay, now we're getting into the philosophical rabbit hole. But if they're not very good stop loss hunters, are they even a stop loss hunter to begin with? Like if you're not a good, I know, no, I need some more coffee after that one. My brain hurts. What did I say? RNAZ. Let me check for Donna. I think she was just thanking me. Already answered. All right. Well, thank you, Donna. That's actually like the most polite super chats you get because you had it for free. You didn't have to do that, yet you thanked me afterwards with a super chat. So that's actually extremely kind of you. Again, if you are enjoying this format, I know if you've been watching past videos, we've been watching the markets, and all of that, but we're trying something different here. So if you enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. That's how I'm gauging interest. Like buttons and super chats. RNAZ. I did this one in my watch list. So on the close on Friday. So yeah, this is a little worrisome. The upper shadow here on the date. Whoops. Nobody can even see. Yeah, you can barely see me, but you're basically behind my ugly mug. So sorry, I did try to squeeze it because this here is throwing everything off. I mean, was this thing really up over 13, or is this like some sort of reverse split action? Was this a reverse split and now it's drifted right back down? Or did this thing really just a couple months ago, was it actually up over $13? I find that kind of hard to believe. This makes me think it was a reverse split and now it's just going back into oblivion. But hey, you know what? If I'm hoping, Andrew, that you're asking, and Andrew, you should be in futures now. Didn't I have the futures chat with you, Andrew? Of why you should be in futures? Did I have that chat with you? Did I tell you about Pam's plant? If so, I'm a little worried that you're still watching these stocks because you know there's a better way, Andrew. You know about Pam's plant. Let's see. But nonetheless, so yeah, it's hanging in there. I hesitate because strong move up, and I mean it's pulled back, but it's pulled back quite a bit. Let me put it this way: the sooner the price can get back above the 200 period moving average, that pink line, I think the better, because that right there has things kind of looking relatively sketchy with the price down below there. But again, it's not like it's given back all its gains. It's still got quite a bit of leeway up above the 50 period moving average, so it's not like it's totally a total train wreck. But yeah, this is a goofy one. It's goofy because it's pulled back, and it's pulled back quite a bit, but it's not been like a total disaster pullback, but it's sort of close to a total pullback disaster. But yeah, if this thing really, let me put it this way, if this thing at all goes down below the purple line, I would say it's game over from the technical standpoint, which again, there's still plenty of wiggle room. But yeah, this one would look, whoops. So let me put it this way. Had the chart stopped there, this would be a very, very nice looking chart because you'd be able to say, wow, explosive move, but nothing can go straight up. So you do need pullbacks, and look at pulled back, and look at that beautifully. Look at that. Look how it's respecting that 200 period moving average. Look at these candles. Very nice candles, bunch of lower shadows. I mean, that setup right there, quite attractive. Quite attractive had the price closed there, but it did not. It decided to do that candle, and that candle right there really just changed the landscapes of things. And so I don't really know. I don't have a whole lot of kind of thought because that's a goofy one. But Andrew, you're not supposed to be looking at stocks anyways. I'm pretty sure I told you about Pam's plant. If you get stopped out, evaluate that stop. Did it make sense? If yes, next trade. Exactly. Yup, Red Tiger. Just because you get stopped out on a trade doesn't mean you did anything wrong. Doesn't mean you need a new rule. Because here's what a lot of people do. They take a loss and they equate loss with I did something wrong. So they go back and then with hindsight bias, they find what they did wrong and then they add in a rule. All right, well, I was wrong for that reason, So there's a rule so I don't do it anymore. And then you fast forward, and before you know it, that person has about 467 rules within their strategy, and they're only allowed to make about one trade per 5 years because they have so many rules. So my point is, a losing trade does not equate you did something wrong. It could just be everything was valid, but there are no guarantees. There's no perfect strategy. The market does what it wants. So you didn't do anything wrong. You followed your plan. It was a logical plan. It made sense. But the market just didn't agree with it, and it did its own thing. So you don't need another rule. You just keep on moving. You keep on trading. But this is where trading gets hard. However, a losing trade could also mean that you're doing something wrong. So welcome to why trading is so difficult. But you should not automatically say losing trade equals I did something wrong, so figure that out and add in a rule to prevent it. It could. I see it a lot. People show up and they have no idea what they're doing, and it's like, well, no, that was a losing trade because you don't know what you're doing. But if you do have a valid strategy, if you do have a strategy that you've proven can work, then yeah, don't start adding in rules every time you take a losing trade, because that the logical implication of where that takes you is you will now only be able to make one trade every 2 centuries because you have, like I said, 8,731 rules within your strategy. I think Bitcoin from 1 a.m. to 11 a.m. is going down by 7 ticks. I guess we could. I mean, Bitcoin is active right now. That's the nice thing about. Look at it on the 5-minute time frame. So yeah, 5 minute. My question right now, okay, it's working its way upwards, but I could see some problem areas right here. I mean, look at the 50 period right there has already started to present itself and didn't even hit it right there before the bulls got scared and ran away. And then look at its big brother right here, 200 period. Fell below the 200 period, rejected. So yeah, if this bounce, if it wants to continue, I mean, it can continue, but right there, dun dun dun. Cue in the dramatic music. What's going to happen right there? That's the big question mark. Is this bounce right now? Because to be fair, yeah, it's bouncing. But it's got the higher lows. But is there enough strength to push up through these moving averages? I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. We're at 42 likes, actually. Not too bad. Could we actually get up to 50 within an hour? If you're enjoying, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get this up to 50 likes and not even here for an hour, which isn't too bad. And that's basically right on pace with my daily live streams. We've been getting up over 100, and those are usually right around 200. Or, excuse me, not 200, 2 hours. Again, I know I'm delayed in my message reading, which is why I'm saying if you want me to see and read your message right away, $5 super chats make that happen. Thanks for going live. I'm not off. Oh, you're not off very often on Saturday, so I was fortunate today. Nice, Michael. I'm glad you could join us. Anyone in chat, check out Mike. Okay. And Amarian is just down the hall. No, you won't. Once a trader, always a trader. Yes. Lance, thanks, Clay. You're the man. Appreciate it, Lance. You already answered it. Tim, we are good. Tim's good. He's learned a lot from my videos. Excellent. HK, Editas Medicine. Edit. Okay. EDIT. Let's take a look at. I kind of want to see what happened. Somebody remind me to go and we'll check on Bitcoin again and see what happens at this area if the price does come up there to battle it. But for now, we'll go look at EDIT. Nice. 3 more likes. All right. Let's go and start on the daily. Who asked for this thing? HK. Where did you buy, HK? Please don't tell me you're one of these people that bought right here and you're just holding and hoping because you didn't honor a stop loss. HK. This chart is, this was a pump and dump. Like, you better not still be in this. Pam's Plant? KV, you don't know what Pam's Plant is? Maybe we'll have to talk about Pam's Plant. But yeah, no, this chart's, I mean, this was, now when I say pump and dump, I don't mean the company's like some scam. My definition of a pump and dump from a price action standpoint is price makes a really good move, and then within a relatively short amount of time, it goes right back to where it started. So, I mean, this move started, we'll call it down in this area. You had this sideways price action, and then it broke out of the, the range right here. And in my opinion at least, obviously feel free to disagree, but breaking out here and going all the way up there, that was a very impressive move in a very small amount of time. So what I'm hoping didn't happen, but I have a sneaky suspicion did happen, is HK got caught up in all the hype, and he was buying this big move here. Or second possible scenario is, as it started to pull back, I'm going to buy the dip. And he bought the dip somewhere around here. But the problem is this thing kept dipping, dipping, and dipping, and dipping. And within a time span of basically a month, does anybody notice where the price now is? It's right here. And if we correspond that over here, the price made a huge spike and has now gone right back to where it was, a pump and dump. So HK, that's my thoughts. Is you are hopefully you're holding and hoping into something where you might be holding for quite a while, because it has gone right back here. So does it just chop around some more? We'll see what happens with it. But hopefully my diagnosis there is wrong about you, HK. Hopefully you're asking because maybe you just got in right here and you're looking for a bounce. So if that standpoint, if you just got in today, then yeah, okay. Hopefully you got yourself a nice tight little stop loss, and even if this thing, bounces up to, arrow's head's too big, but even if it just bounces up to the 50 before rejecting back down, even that space right there, relative to what's being risked, you could still be looking at a good little trade plan. But yeah, if you got in here anywhere beforehand, big facts, LOL. Thanks, bought the dip. Oh, okay. So you bought the dip. I appreciate your honesty, HK. So he bought the dip thinking it was just a dip, but it kept dipping. Come on, HK. That's why I got to use stop loss. Again, no shame. As a trader, we're supposed to take losses, because if you don't take losses, then that means you're one of two things. You're either never wrong, which would make you a liar, because there's no trader that's never wrong. We're all going to be wrong. Or it means that you're just you hold and hope. And you're holding and hoping, and to not to rub salt in the wound, HK, but hopefully to encourage you. You got to remember opportunity cost. So you bought the dip somewhere right around here, I'd assume. Look at all this time where you've been holding, and your money's been dropping. Where had you just taken less amount of money out here, so you cut the loss, you would have had all this time to go out there and make new trades and get that money back. So you are missing out on opportunities. You're costing yourself opportunities by holding and hoping. So opportunity cost, you can't forget. That's one of the hidden costs out there when you decide to hold and hope. Because if you just cut it, keep it small, cut it, then you give yourself the opportunity to go back out there and make more trades and then, get that money back. Oh yeah, we got to check on, see how did Bitcoin, did it do battle with it yet? Nope, not yet. Oh, see, look, it already got scared. It couldn't. It just started to sniff. What do I smell? Oh no, it's the Bash Brothers. I'm getting out of here. We'll see. All right, let's keep moving here. Hey, we're at 50 likes. Very good. Pam's Plant. Yes, Pam's Plant. I like people like Mo. See, he's pretty terrible. All right, Mo. So I'm definitely talking about Pan. Hey, Mo, are you still here? Mo Beggy, please still be here, Mo. Please still be here, Mo. You still here? If so, you're about to get steamrolled by Pam's Plant. You're about to get steamrolled. Come on, Mo. Please still. This is why I don't like to go in order, because by the time I catch up these messages, the person may have already left. Come on, Mo. Please tell me you're still here. You don't have to type anything. You just type like a number 1. Are you still here, Mo? Come on, Mo. Okay, very good. Mo is the perfect example of the best people can do against Pam's Plant. So yeah, you guys are going to accuse me of what these, no pun intended, these people were plants that you sent there to set all this up. I promise it wasn't. Okay, Mo's not here, but regardless, Mo is going to, he personifies why Pam's Plant is just, it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. because he's not attacking Pam's plant. So, who was it? Somebody asked, Cavi goes, Pam's plant, and then, well, we'll get to Mo. Oh, no, I don't like, yeah. Okay, so, I guess really quickly, who here has, it just does stocks? Let me ask it this way. Who here has never heard of futures or has heard of futures but has never traded futures? Give me a 5. Again, if you've never even heard of futures trading or you've heard of futures trading, you've just never done it. Hit that number 5. I'm curious what the crowd looks like right now. What does the crowd look like right now? Hit that number 5. Again, either you've heard of futures before, you've just never traded them, or you've never even heard of futures. Hit the number 5. Really? So there's only 3 people here that don't trade futures? So everybody else here trades futures, huh? Is that what I'm gaining by this? Everybody else are futures traders. Again, 5 is, sure, you maybe heard of them, but you've never traded them. Or the other one is you've just never... Okay, well, regardless, I'm just going to share with you, because somebody asked about Pam's plant, and it is something to consider. I'll start off by making kind of maybe a statement that is offensive, but Pam's plant will provide backup, and I challenge you to challenge Pam's plant. Don't challenge me like Mo did. Mo attacked me. He did not attack Pam's plant though. So, but we'll get to that. So, Pam's plant was right here. Let me get this out of the way for now. So, this is an argument for futures trading, but futures trading in a certain way, but let's quickly go through it. So, the P of Pam's plant, pattern day trading rule. Now, if you're in options and stocks, I'm sure you know about this, but and I should note that this is for day traders. If you want to be a day trader, this is where Pam's plant carries all of its weight, all of its momentum. But as a day trader in stocks and options, unless you have $25,000, you have that pesky pattern day trading rule, which means you can only have 3 day trades every 5 days. A day trade being you buy and sell in the same day. You're only allowed to do that 3 times every 5 days. In the world of futures, there is no pattern day trading rule. You can trade, you can buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell as much as you want every single day. No pattern day trading rule. So from the stock and option standpoint, that point alone, I think it makes it a no-brainer to at least try futures trading. Around the clock. They are open. Now, they're not open on Saturdays, but the futures market will open back up Sunday at 6 p.m., and it closed Friday at 5 p.m. And then it's closed just 1 hour per day from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. each day. But other than that, it's basically open around the clock. So you have all sorts of flexibility within your schedule to make trades happen. The M, futures move very, very nicely, and you have a great ability to control that movement at no extra cost. Because if a future contract and you're looking at it is not moving, you're not getting quite a bit of fluctuation with your P&L that you would like, all you got to do is add more size. But unlike shares and other things, in order to add more size, quote unquote, you have to pull more money out of your pocket. Not true with futures trading, and I'll explain that here in a little bit. The first S, you can short whenever. A lot of people are in the penny stocks and the micro caps and all that, and they're looking to, I want to short because these things are garbage or very volatile. All that is true, but then you have to locate shares, you have to pay locate fees. Plus, those stocks are very, very risky because they're so crazy. And when you're trading with your own money, you can lose a lot of money in a hurry. And again, that's where Pam's plant will also address that. Stop scanning. The second S. With futures, you know what you're going to trade, and you're going to trade it the same thing every single day because the same thing every day gives you multiple opportunities. So you don't have to wake up early. You don't have to let me find the charts, let me study the markets, let me find what's moving, what coin is moving, what stock is getting a bunch. None of that. You just wake up, you roll out of bed, and you're good to go because you know exactly what you're going to be focused on for that day. So a massive amount of time savings. You don't have to pay for scanners, none of that stuff. Now here's where the plant comes into play. Prop firm power. Prop firms are awesome for so many ways. Reason number one, low capital required. So let me just walk you through the prop firm that I'm using and I would recommend. And it's the one that was at the top of the screen. I'll put that back up here now. But so the way, let me adjust this so you can see it. Whoops. Was not planning on talking about this, but then somebody asked, and then we had Mo try to help prove the point. So right here, the way a prop firm works is you put very little of your money at risk, so low capital required. What do I mean? Well, for $105, you would get $25,000 in purchasing power. So then you have to prove yourself as a trader, then you've got to be able to pass the test. Once you pass the test, they put you into what's called a pro account, and then once you're in the pro account, the money you make, you can start to withdraw, and it's real money. But low capital required. Again, $105 gives you $25,000 in buying power. On the other extreme of things, $252 gives you $150 in buying power. So again, low capital required to get yourself in a game where the gains can, because of the M, right? The movement, the gains can be pretty crazy. But again, you got to be able to prove yourself as a trader. So how do you prove yourself? Well, on the $25,000 account, you've got to make $1,500, but you're not allowed to lose $1,500, which goes into the next part. Added risk control in two forms. Number one, the prop firms during the test phase and while you're always trading, they do impose rules upon you. But these rules are going to force you to have to think about risk management, risk control, and that is a good thing. Yes, I get it. It's fun to talk about making money. It's fun to talk about how much money you can make and all these materialistic items. And I don't have anything against that per se, but my point is it's the boring stuff that actually matters to find success, and the boring stuff is risk management. But they're going to force that upon you because of those rules. So that is a good thing. Having rules forced upon you that make you follow the things that actually matter, again, risk management, risk control, that is a good thing. So I love how, especially if you're a beginner and you don't know any better anyways, how much better of a spot to be in than somebody's going to say, follow these rules because we're going to force you to manage risk. That's good. And then you can protect your own money because, again, going back here, the low capital. So let's say during the test phase you have, and let's just go with the $50,000 account. So you pay $119. And during the test phase, like I said, for this one, you have to make $3,000. You're not allowed to lose $2,000. But you have one of those days where you're just off, or maybe you lose your mind, you go on tilt, your revenge trade, whatever. Or maybe you just get stuck in a crazy move. Think back to, remember I was talking about people like to short penny stocks, short micro caps, and some of those things can be really crazy. You get stuck in a short squeeze, and even with stop losses and slippage, you could be looking at a very, very rough trade. And when you're using your own money, that loss that you take, that's all your money. But if you get stuck in one of those situations with a prop firm, sure, you may lose $2,000 and you do fail the test. Now you can always try the test again, but you fail the test, so they take the account away from you. But did it actually cost you the $2,000 like it would if you got stuck in some sort of short squeeze, shorting, micro cap stocks? No, it didn't cost you $2,000. It cost you the cost of the account, which was $119. So if you have one of those, oops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot. Ask yourself, how much would you like that to cost you? Me personally, I would like the oops, that was dumb, but I learned a lot. I would like the but I learned a lot to cost me $119 as opposed to $2,000. So just from a survivability standpoint, you get so many more learning chances within the futures prop firm world because, again, if you're doing the oops, I learned a lot with your own money and it costs you $2,000, well, unless you have a money tree, you're not going to get too many of those learning opportunities before your account's totally gone, where I'd rather just have it cost me the $119. The nuclear explosion growth. With prop firms, you can do something called copy trading. And with Take Profit Trader, again, that's who I'm recommending and who I use. You can have up to 5 pro accounts. And then you can copy those trades. So meaning, if you have 5 accounts and you make a trade, and let's say you make $200 on that trade, but you copied it to your 4 other accounts, well, now you just made that trade for $200 5 times. So sure, you only made the one trade for $200, but you're actually walking away with $1,000 because that trade was copied to those other accounts, which brings your total for the day up to $1,000. Now, of course, this is a reverse. If you don't know what you're doing and you're just totally out there making it up, well, yeah, this could would work against you, and you could be just boom. That would be a bunch of trades all at once working against you. But again, assuming you have the strategy, assuming that you know what you're doing, I mean, you can really grow very, very quickly. And then tax reporting is easy. All Take Profit Trader will do, they send you a 1099. And that's it. The one tax form, the 1099 form, you give that to your accountant and you're good to go. Now, as I've seen, you people are more than welcome to push back against this, but all I've ever had is people attack me. They commit the ad hominem fallacy. They say, well, Clay, you're just saying this because you're a salesman, because you're a scammer, because you're a con man. Clay, you're a terrible trader. Clay, you don't even trade. Clay, you're a terrible, or you don't make any money. And just for the sake of this, let's just assume that any negative thing that you could think about me, let's just assume that's true. So like I said, Mo, who unfortunately is gone, Mo, what did he say? Where did he go? Oh, promoting prop firms now, huh, Clay? Okay, so he's like, oh, so now, so like, okay, yes, I'm promoting a prop firm, 100%. Okay, now tell me what's bad about what I just laid out here in Pam's plant. So yes, I am promoting prop firms, okay? Yeah, Mo, did you want to address Pam's plant, Mo? But he can't. Again, point out what's wrong. What is bad about Pam's plant from a day trading standpoint? And I emphasize day trading because I'm in the category of day trader. Now, if you're an investor, no, this is different. I'm all for stocks for investing. Swing trading is a little bit different. But in the category of day trading, I've yet to have anybody tell me how stocks, crypto, options or stocks is better than Pam's plant for the day trader. Because it's not. It's just not. I wish prop firms were around when I got started. And not to mention within the world of futures, there's something called micros. Micros are only like 5 years old. So, I mean, the micros, the way they allow you to control the movement that much more, it's very, very impressive. So, but yes, if I have offended you by saying you're kind of wasting your time with stocks, options, Forex, or crypto, by all means, push it back. But all I say is make sure you're pushing it back against Pam's plant. Don't come at me like Mo. Oh, so you're a promoter of prop firms now. Yes, I'm promoting a prop. I would argue I'm promoting a good idea. So Pam's plant is my idea. So Mo, let's talk about the idea. Let's not talk about me or my motives. Let's just talk about the idea. How is the idea bad? But like I said, Mo's gone. But Mo totally proved my point. Clay, when I sign up for TPT and use Tradeovate, do I have to pay Tradeovate? Oh, good question. So yes, and then the other nice thing about it is once you join, or once you pick your accounts, your purchasing power, then you go and it'll ask, well, what platform do you want to use? So just as an FYI, I use Tradeovate, and Key Trader here was saying, well, do you have to pay? No, everything is included. Now you are paying because you have to pay for your account, right? So that fee is baked in, but there is no more additional account, or there's no more additional cost. What you pay here includes your platform. It includes real-time data. It includes all that sort of stuff. And the platform has great charts and everything like that. But what I like about it is usually one of the biggest hassles is, oh, great, I got to sign up for another platform. I got to sign up for another broker. I got to do all this paperwork. I got to wait for approvals. Nothing like that here. You go through the checkout process. Part of it is, okay, what platform do you want to use? Like I said, personally, I use Tradeovate, but I know TradingView is very popular. You could trade through them if you wanted to, but you just select what you want. They'll create the account for you, and then they'll email you your username and password, and then you log in and you're good to go. So even just from a hassle of signing up standpoint, prop firms make it very, very nice in that regard. Do you think there is a best time to trade futures? Sometimes it's too slow and sometimes too volatile. Anna, that's where the M comes into play. Your ability to control it. If the action is very slow, well then, I did not mean to do that. Whoa. How did I get on that? There we go. But if the action is too slow, well then you could just consider, I don't know, can you make your position size bigger? Oh, which is the other nice thing, because think about it. So if you do want to make your position size bigger, think about a share, right? So let's just look at a stock chart real quick. And this is the other thing that is just pretty crazy. But, oh, look at that. Bitcoin just totally rolled back over. It sniffed the Bash Brothers and said, I'm out of here. Now the question is, real quick, let's just get this mapped out. Does it want to break down through that trend line right there? We'll see. But, so let's just go to, I don't know, what was a... Let's just look at Tesla real quick, because Tesla, very popular stock. So if you wanted, 10 shares of Tesla, that's going to cost you, and I know, I'm not trying to tell you, but let's just make sure. So 10 shares, and if each one's costing, let's just call it $245, you need $2,450. But for whatever reason, if you're like, okay, well, 10 shares, it's not really giving me the movement that I want. I want a little bit more movement in my P&L. Well, then, yeah, to be fair, you could go out and you could get another 10 shares of Tesla. So go from 10 shares to 20 shares. But what is that going to require? Well, that's going to require another $2,450 out of your pocket. But in the world of futures, for the 119, let's just say you're doing the micros, because that's where I would recommend starting. And you start at, let's just say, and I'm just making this up, let's say you start at 5. And you're like, 5, it's a little too slow for me. You're watching the P&L, and you're like, it's fluctuating too slow. Well, then all you have to do is be like, well, let me try 15. But 15 doesn't cost you any more money. Why? Well, because all you paid was the 119. So that gives you per trade, so max position size per trade, you could actually take that number up to 60. So my point is, you can add to your position size. You can make your position size bigger, whereas as I just showed you, in stocks or anything else, well, yeah, you can do that in everything else, but it's requiring more money out of your pocket. Not so with the prop firm. Your 119 gives you all that wiggle room in and of itself. So right there, again, one of those things where it's like, okay, I have a hard time if you're wanting a day trade, and it still goes back to the whole pattern day trade rule. Like, as a day trader, you want to be able to day trade as much as you want, but unless you have $25,000, then that's still a problem in stocks. But with the crypto, you're able to do that at no extra, or excuse me, with the prop firm, you're able to do that at no extra fee. Do you live trade and show results? Yeah, I mean, check out my, come on, Cakeism Trader. Yeah, I mean, go back. Well, I guess I'm pretty sure all my past lives are like available on the channel. Is Casey still here? Can you confirm that, Casey? Well, I guess no, they definitely are. Yeah. Just go back. I started live streaming back in November. Not to mention, I have this playlist right here. So I have right here. If you go to my site, I'll just put the link right here. So live trading. So these are results, and I know, well, Clay, you hide the losers. Okay, that's fine. You can think that, but let me show you. So if you come over to search and you talk, lose. Just, let's see, I don't even know what this does. Okay, so let's see, starting the day with 5 losers. There we go. So there's one where I lost $1,300. So no, if you think that like I only cherry pick good trades with that, like I said, what does losing get here? 2 losing. Lessons from a $1,200 losing day trade. A $720 losing trade. 2 losing trades. Losing trade. Oh, there's this one here that's always a good one. I don't know if I have it anymore. I think it was $3,200. Let's see. Yeah, there is a $3,200 loss. So yeah, to answer your question, I have lots of trades and I show lots of results. And like I said, and this playlist here of my of my live trades goes back to, let's see, 118 pages. So, I mean, this goes back to like 2013. So, yeah, there's 118 pages. Each page has, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So, 11. I'm not a math genius. So, 11 times 118 pages. So, there's 1,298 videos of me trading live. Holy smokes, I did not realize I've done that since 2013. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Some videos cause people to say, Clay, you are a scammer. Clay, you are the worst trader ever. Clay, you should not be coaching people. That video, you don't even know what you're doing. Other times people are like, whoa, Clay, you're a really good trader. And then some people are like, that's not real. That's fake. So I know that I'm doing it right when some people say I'm a good trader. Some people say I'm a fake trader. Some people say I'm a modest trader. Some people say I don't even trade. Some people say I'm like the best trader ever. Some people say you're the worst trader I've ever seen. So like, you know what? You know you're showing a variety of everything when some people think you're great, some people think you're terrible. But yeah, that's where you could go that. But yes, I have started doing live streaming now. And if there are any questions on Pam's plant and all of that, please let me know. Because yes, I have no doubt about it. I've grown a deep passion for pulling people out of all those other day trading areas into futures with a prop firm, because it's just better. It's just better. Yes, if you use my link, you can support the channel, because I will get, that's an affiliate link. I don't refute that at all. So if you're looking for a super free and easy way to support the channel, please use that link up at the top of the screen there. You'll get to the promotion that they're running anyways. But that's besides the point. That's me. That's my motives. Address Pam's plant. Somebody please tell me how Pam's plant is not as good as, well, no, day trading stocks is better than Pam's plant because day trading crypto is better than Pam's plant because day trading options is better than Pam's plant because, nobody does that. Just people like Mo that attack me. Oh, you're just a promoter now, huh? Yes, I'm a promoter. Now can we talk about Pam's plant, Mo? Now I'm getting kind of lost in the chat. But yes, I think that, and if you're enjoying, hit that like button. It's been a while since I've asked. We've been stuck just about 53. What time is it? Because I got to do kid duty here. Okay, we got a little bit more time. If you are enjoying, hit that like button. Amarian recommends doing both. I'm not. Yeah, Marian, you got to get away from the Bitcoin stuff, my friend. You got to get Pam's plant. Get away from the crypto nonsense. $9,281 RP. I love Clay's courses. He keeps going straight to the point and simple. I have gone back to them over the last 3 years to get back to the basics. Good. I'm glad you're still finding my courses helpful. Hey, it's Crackhead. May I ask what you consider to be a large number of contracts in the NQ? I don't know. You need to figure that out. So start at 1 and then just check your heart rate. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm also being serious. Because if you take 1 NQ and your heartbeat doesn't start to speed up, it's like, okay, sounds like you can handle 1 NQ. Then try 2. And if your heart starts to be okay, fine. But if you're at 3 and you're watching the P&L and your heart starts to go boom, 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 it's like, okay, all right, you probably found your limit. You can handle about 2 NQs. So yeah, my like I said, I'm not going to answer that directly because you got to figure that out. You got to figure out what your personal risk tolerance can handle. Long time sub here. I watch you trade Tesla options and stock shares for a while. What did you learn that is different from stocks and options to futures? Keymonger, I'm assuming you asked that after Pam's plant, because Pam's plant addresses all that. Oh, and just the one thing with options is, in options, right? Does anybody here trade options? Amarian does do futures. Good, Amarian. How do I feel about dividend investing? I like it. Yep, I like dividend investing for sure. Yep, I like income. At this point in my life, I want to purchase income. I don't say this to brag or anything. I'm not trying to, but yeah, I have my money where it is. I'm not really too concerned about growing it. I just want the passive income so that I can kind of just, not have to do anything. If I wake up and decide to lay in bed all day, that I can do that because I have income coming in. So yeah, I like income investing. But again, we're all at different journeys. Some people are in the stage where they want to grow money. Totally fine. Totally cool. But not me. I've grown my money. I have my money where I like it, where I'm comfortable with it. So I like, I am after that passive income. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody's chat. You can, like I said, or if you want me to do, Pam's plant is a life changer. Yeah, no, exactly. It is. It is. Yet to have anybody refute it. Trying to move from options and looks like it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the other thing, Key Trader. Yeah. Well, don't try. Yeah. Make sure you support the channel. Use that link. But the other thing with options is if you are an options trader and you're buying options, then, well, you shouldn't. If you don't know this, you better stop trading immediately. But this action right here is a killer. Sideways action in the world of options is a killer because of theta. The time erosion. Your contract value is going down when prices are going sideways. I mean, that in and of itself, again, it's like, if that doesn't convince you, but there is none of that. There's none of that in futures. This right here going sideways, it doesn't matter. Your futures contract is staying the exact same value. Not the case with options. Theta is eroding the value. And again, if you trade options, you're like, what's this guy talking about theta? Huh? Who's theta? No, please stop trading options. You are just please stop. Okay, yeah. Tim trades options. Are like you day trade options, Tim? Because if you day trade options, then the reason I just gave you, I mean, you can relate. You know that you hate theta. There is no theta in futures. No, I was just curious. What's your limit? I don't know my limit. I've only been in this since November, so in a lot of senses, I'm still kind of trying to figure out those sorts of things. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. Yes, for the most part, I day trade. Okay, well, Tim, I think Pam's plan is a very, very good solution for you. Because, I mean, surely you are not a fan of theta if you're buying options and day trading them. You do not like theta. You hate sideways action. You need the price to go, and you need it to go because theta is ever present, ever eroding your contract value. And theta is gone. Not to mention, I don't know if you have more than $10,000, Tim, but if you don't, then you also realize about the pattern day trading rule and how that can be very annoying. So what's your limit, crackhead? How many NQs is too much for you? All right, let's go check on Thursday and Friday suck. I usually don't trade on those. Oh, yeah, exactly, Tim. No, fair point, Tim. Again, Pam's plan is overcoming all of this. All those issues have gone away. Clay, would you mind setting aside time for a one-on-one interview? I would mind, I guess, because no, I have too much. Like, you can ask questions right now. That's the whole point of this. But no, yeah, I'm not going to take more time out of my. Listen, I have 6 kids. Okay, like the oldest is going to be 13, so first teenager in April, so next month. So I got a lot going on. So no, I don't have time. But I'm open right now. You can ask questions. That's fine. Yes, for the most part, Thursday. Yeah. I think your limit will change with volatility. I know mine has over the last while. Yeah, no, that exactly. That's a good point. So yeah, no, and that is, yeah. I mean, if things are very slow, then I could see doing multiple NQs. But if things are like a volatile beast, like they've been kind of the past few weeks, like there's no way I would be using that same amount. Have you made all your money doing this? No, I've made my money through many ways. Let me what did I title that video? Money tree? I can't remember. Or the income branches? Is that what I named it? Income branches. No, that's not it. Streams of income. There we go. So if you go to my site and search for how I make money, my 9 streams of income, including cows. All right, well, this is a little outdated because I don't technically own the cows anymore, but yeah. So that would answer the question there. I am a believer. I am not a full-time trader. I think having the goal to be a full-time trader is like the worst goal ever. I think everybody's goal should be a full-time income stream generator, which is why I love Tim. Tim's a teacher, but then he said he's also waking up early and he paints on the side, so he's got a side hustle. There's another stream of income. Tim starts to invest in dividend stocks. He gets some cash flow there. There's another stream of income. So no, I am not a full-time trader. I've never been a full-time trader. I think that's a terrible goal because if your only source of income is coming from trading, talk about a lot of pressure on yourself, like an immense amount of pressure. In fact, I don't know of any full-time traders. I'm not saying they don't exist. I don't know of any. And before you go, well, I know so-and-so. Well, how do you know them? Well, I watch their YouTube channel. It's like, so they're not a full-time trader, are they? Because they're getting income from that YouTube channel. So, like I said, I don't know any full-time traders. I know a lot of people that trade quite a bit, but they also have other streams of income coming in their finances. So I'm a big believer in multiple streams of income. I know some people are like, wait, what? You're not a full-time day trader? It's like, no, I'm not. I'm transparent enough to just say, no, I'm not a full-time day trader. Nobody else is either. Especially if they're on YouTube, then they're not a full-time day trader. I lost, I think, there we go. Have you, oh, no, there was KV. Still, is it still dropping? Oh, yeah. Did it break our little trend line that I drew? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the trend continues. It approached the Bash Brothers, didn't even want to do battle with them, and rolled back over. Let's see. Hey, Jomer, I remember your name. Hey, weren't you supposed to be on the webinar on Thursday, Jomer? Which reminds me, I should probably go into salesman mode a little bit. I am offering a webinar this Thursday. If anybody is interested in learning about the tools I'm using, building consistency, managing risk, bunch of good stuff, you can sign up there if you want. Yeah, Jomer, I don't remember. Maybe you were there. Didn't you tell me you were going to be? Maybe I'm confusing you with somebody else. Yep, I had SPY put that went against me. 30 minutes later, came back down to my entry and was worth less. I took a small loss because it started to buy. Exactly, Justin. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. That's theta right there. You Justin, Pam's plant. You won't have that with Pam's plant. You will not have that with Pam's plant. Thank you for sharing that. That is the exact problem. The exact problem with options. Yeah, 6 kiddos. Thank you, Casey. Thank you. I manage 2 accounts, each valued at 500, and my typical position size range from 15 to 25 contracts on the NQ, adhering to discipline. Cool. Good stuff, crackhead. Yeah, I assume they were 500,000 prop firm accounts. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Come on in. Yeah. Anybody can become an affiliate for TPT. Yeah. Yep. You want to say hi to people? Yeah. Okay. You come say hi. Okay. Say, do you remember what you're supposed to say? Click the like button.
Click the like button.
No, speaking of the mic.
Click the like button.
Say please.
Please.
Okay, let's watch that number. Let's see if this number goes up at all. Right there. Do you know what number is it at right now? Oh, look. It just went up one. Good job. I listened to you. One person was like, okay, I'll click the like button.
Then do.
Oh, look, it went up again.
Then do. Click on like.
Click like. Look, it's at 66 now. They listen. 6 people are like, okay. Good job. Don't get too bossy, though. Oh, look at that. Now we're at 9.
I don't like 9.
Yeah, look. Okay. Oh, look, 71 now. Wow, you're the treat. You're just.
It can help you make money.
Yeah, it might help us make some money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That way you won't have to eat beans and rice tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we have dirt last night?
No.
Oh, we did. Okay. All right.
We don't have any dirt.
You're right. We don't have any dirt. You're right.
Yeah. Dirt.
Next time you have to tell them click the like button, or else I'll have to eat dirt tonight. We'll work on it.
I don't like dirt.
I know. I don't like dirt either. All right. Thanks for swinging by.
But if I can wear pink dress and pink pants, I can wear that.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Okay.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
View app. Why'd you delete those comments, crackhead? Yes, for the children. Exactly, for the children. How do you manage your days when you have a losing day? How do you clear your mind? To me, a good night's rest does the trick. There's been so many times where I wake up the next morning and I feel so much better. And it's just like, oh. So there's one of two things. You wake up and you feel much better, but where does your mind go to? Oh, I'm so glad I just stopped yesterday. Or, oh, I feel better, but man, that's a bummer that I lost my mind and lost so much. But I will also say that it's beneficial with, again, Pam's plant, prop firm world, because if you have a really bad day and a losing day and you lose your mind, and let's say you lose $2,000 in your prop firm account, did you actually lose $2,000 for you to lose your mind? No, it just cost you that. So in all actuality, when you're in a prop firm account, every trade you take only has a risk of $119 in all actuality, right? Because that's the risk. Worst case that happens is you violate whatever. So on the $100,000 account, you're allowed to lose $3,000. So you're every trade you take only has a $231 risk. Because if something crazy happens and you lose the $3,000, so also, I mean, to put your mind, because a lot of people trade scared, and scared money don't make money, as the cliche saying goes, but it's a true saying. But if you're trading scared, it's hard to make money. You're going to take profits way too quick and all that. But if you're like, you know what, this trade has a max loss of $231, it's a little easier to deal with all that sort of stuff. But yeah, ultimately, I just the way I clear my mind with just a good night's rest. And the next morning, I always wake up feeling better. And it's just a question of, am I saying, I feel so much better, and I'm glad I just stopped trading yesterday? Or is it, I feel so much better, but bummer. Why did I keep trading? Why did I start revenge trading? Yeah, Casey, that's a good point too. All right, well, Bitcoin continues to bleed. Did we have any other requests? Where are we at time-wise? All right, we can go for another 15 minutes. We got another 15 minutes. If we could get this up to 100 likes, that would actually be insane. Because we have never, I think our peak concurrence is like maybe 60 people. Which is fine. I did this impromptu, but I would say this has so far been a relatively successful experiment. Again, if you've enjoyed this, hit that like button. If there are any other requests for anything, hopefully I don't get any more stock requests, because people are like, no, I'm going to futures now. I'm trading futures with a prop firm. I think the hardest part of a prop firm is they offer you a lot of leverage for the amount of drawdown. You have to remain sure you don't go all in yes, no, that's true. But that's also the same with your own money, right? Like, you can get leverage with that's what a margin account is. So you're not wrong, 92.18. You're not wrong at all. But that kind of exists everywhere, because everywhere has leverage. So the point being is, yes, you've got to be careful. In other words, you have to make sure you don't go on tilt or revenge. I could say that about crypto. I could say that about stocks. I could say that about options. I could say that about futures. So yes, it is true, but it is also, I would argue, true for the other ones as well. I just want to thank you for everything you have done. You're one of my biggest inspirations. You have taught me in this community so much. I can't wait to go on this prop firm journey with you now. Okay, use that link. Super easy way to support the channel. Because yes, I will get something if you use the link. But if you want to support the channel, that is an easy way to do it. And plus the link gives you a promotion anyways. 30% off. So use that link. Well, is this going to buy? So now the question is the back test. Is this going to do the classic back test, the breakdown point, and then go? We'll see. We will see. All right, we're at any other. I guess I could go back up, but those people. I wish Mo was still here. Mo. There's nothing better than steamrolling somebody with Pam's plant. People like Mo. Mo, come back, Mo. Mo, you didn't know that you were about to be so slow. 'Cause you just didn't know. Please come back, Mo. I'm formerly from Grand Rapids, Michigan, but now I live in Knoxville, Iowa. Iowa for me. Yeah, it's just this thing's still just bleeding. Dude, Iowa's awesome. Iowa is awesome. I mean, it's terrible. Don't move here. It's atrocious. Worst place ever. No, Amarian. Iowa's terrible. Cesspool of America. Don't move here. Stay away. Hey Hoover, did you ever get signed up? I sent you an email and I asked and you like ditched my email. Born and raised in Chicago, now Nashville, Tennessee. No, don't watch any videos about Iowa. It's a terrible place. No, I have not copy traded yet. Like I said, I'm taking it slow and steady, but I'm not like most people because, like I said, I'm with my multiple streams of income. I can take things slow. I don't need to go out there. So no, I have not copy traded yet. I'm not in a rush to copy trade. But yeah, eventually I'll get there. But I'm in no rush. I don't need to be in a rush. So there's no more any more requests or questions. Requests or questions, I'll take them. We have 10 minutes. I'm glad Clay's the type of dude with a Lambo in his background. I have a lot of boxes. We're in Michigan, moved to Iowa. We have some acreage here. We're gonna build. We're in a temporary house. I'm basically in a glorified. I mean, it's a room, but there's no windows in here. So and there's definitely no Lambo in here. No. Opinions on HMR stock. All right, let's take a look at HMR. Can you give me some of your best life advice outside of trading? Best life advice came from my dad, who despises his job, but he did it because he needed to do it to raise me and my sister, and my not raise my mom, but to raise her family. He said, Clay, don't be like me. Find something you like to do, and do that. So I've always that's always stuck with me. Dad grew up with a dad that despised his job, but he did it because he was a good dad. He was a good man. But that always stuck with me. Don't be like me. Find something you love to do and do that. So that's my best life advice. Because if you do something you like, then you don't work. Like right now, I'm not working. This is fun. It's even funner when people like Mo show up, but Mo ran away. What was somebody requested something and I got distracted. Good question though. But that's the best bit of life advice. Do something you like. Don't be like me. Find something you like to do. HMR? Big Short squeeze on HMR. Where is the short HMR? Where is the short squeeze? I do not see a short squeeze, but maybe I'm not looking at the right ticker. What's a good book that has helped my life? The Bible. That's a good one to start with. I'm liking the lives, getting me back into familiarizing chart reading. Good, Red. Will you post this video so we can watch again? Yes, Tim. I'm pretty sure it goes automatically to YouTube, so it should be in the live playlist. Yeah, HMR. I don't. That's what you said, and you said it twice. I feel like this is like a form of gaslighting right now. What short squeeze? I don't see a short squeeze. I see a very kind of boring looking chart right now. I am for the lifestyle and trade for the extra. I farm for the lifestyle. Awesome. And trade for the extra cash. There you go. Multiple streams of income. Love it. Merger from MG. So what ticker symbol am I supposed to be looking at right now that has this short squeeze on it? Right now, you sound like somebody that's getting caught up in the hype, and you sound like you're somebody that's been listening to too many pumpers. That's what you sound like right now. It sounds like you've been sipping on some Kool-Aid. I'm trying to I'm not gonna say that that's what it's, but it's starting to sound that way. I've been at work this whole time, and this helped me get through. Good. I like it. People at work getting that income. That's what it's about. Good job. Again, and never let anybody look down on you or like be like, I'm a trader, but you have a full-time job. It's like, those people drive me nuts. No, good for you. If you have a full-time job and you're trading, fantastic. That means you got a stream of income. Good job. There is zero shame in being a trader with a full-time job. Zero shame. So don't ever let anybody make you feel like you're like not adequate because, so you got a full-time job, but you call yourself, it's like, no, it is totally possible to be a trader with a full-time job because trading is just another way to try to create income for yourself. So anyways, that's just a pet peeve of mine. Don't let anybody ever make you feel bad. I'm just starting out, I'm just starting out in trading. I've watched a lot of your videos, just a bit overwhelming. Now learning of Pam's plant. Should I just focus on that aside from my main? Yes, you should definitely just focus on Pam's plant. You should. Now, you still have to learn charts and all that sort of stuff. So, and you're being overwhelmed. I totally get you. And that is actually what I sell here. So, yes, I'm going into, I sell no magical system. I sell no holy grail. But I do sell a structured, processed way to learn. So, Johnny, that link that I'm posting right there, you can check that out. That is my structured content. Learn about this, and then we're going to learn about this, and then we're going to learn about this, so that you're not feeling overwhelmed. I break it down, and we learn about it in a sequential manner so that we can avoid being overwhelmed. I don't know how people do it these days because there's so much information out there. A lot of it is garbage, and when you're new and you don't know which is garbage and which is good. But even if you didn't know everything that's good, then like what order do you learn about it in? It's a mess. So that link right there, like I said, it's not a magic pill. It's not a magic system. It is just organized data, organized information, designed, developed over 10 years in a way that will make learning easiest. And I say over 10 years because the website started back in 2013. With TPT and the monthly fee, is it 30 days from the day of sign up or is it at the end of every month until you pass? from the day you sign up. Oh, and that's the other thing is the nice thing about Take Profit Trader, and the thing that you'll want to do is make just, and it's totally doable. Even if you're like, what? I've never made $3,000 a month. I'm telling you, futures move, and they move in a way where making $3,000 within a month is more than doable. More than doable. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's more than doable. But aim to get the test done in a month so you can move into your pro account, because you don't want to have to pay $119 again. Because the nice thing is once you go to your pro account, there's no more monthly fees. So yes, make sure that you get and pass within a month. So 20 days, right? So you'll have 20 days, and once more, I get it. Well, 3,000. I got part of the, in order to pass, I got to make 3,000. I've never even come close to making 3,000 with stocks or whatever. I assure you, futures trading, there's movement, and 3,000 in a month is more than possible. Again, not easy, but more than possible. So just keep that aspect in mind. I'm still waiting for. I've seen no short squeeze from Sylphie. I think Sylphie is being influenced by pumpers. Okay. We got basically we got 7 minutes. We'll go 7. 7 more minutes. So if there's any more questions, it can be about anything. It can be about Pam's plant. I saw the 15 contract tilt trade you did. No, that wasn't a tilt trade. That was, well, if you watch that video, that was the strategy. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because that'd be too overwhelming for now. No, but that was the right move just because I don't want to waste my money. I'll just leave it at that. But no, that wasn't a tilt trade. That was just, I had to get super aggressive because I didn't want to waste money. To basically purchase another account when I could have started at the same exact spot for less money. Let's check on. All right, I think the Sylphie is gone. Talking about some sort of short squeeze, big short squeeze on HMR. Oh, I think they're just a pumper. Were they just saying that maybe they meant there's a short squeeze coming? Like that's the thing. Don't come here and pump. Don't come here and pump. I'm gonna eat your lunch. I can't stand pumpers. Like, just don't come here and pump. I think that's what they actually meant, was like a short squeeze is coming. Uh-huh. Yep. No, short squeezes happen, but like how exactly do you know a short squeeze is coming? Like, do you have inside information? Do you know all the short people's positions? Right? I don't know. Does anybody remember AMC? Remember when AMC was supposed to go to $100,000 a share? Anybody remember that? Was anybody here during the AMC GameStop? Who here remembers AMC to $100,000? And that's what just blows my mind. Some of the people that were out there saying that, they're like still around. I'm like, how does that person still have any credibility? Like some of the biggest advocates of the AMC $100,000, you still see them out there. And like people are just like, okay, well, yeah. Anyways. So there's always stories that pumpers are like and trying to do. Yeah, that was one of the more insane amounts of Kool-Aid. And like people literally believed it. Like, no, AMC is gonna go. There's gonna be this epic short squeeze. So that's just like, yeah, it was crazy. Oh, I wanted to check on QQQ because I think that's the one where I think everything is yes. So the overall markets right now are just, especially tech stocks, they're making a move up. That's true, but when you factor in what was occurring beforehand, it's just a bear flag pattern. So going into next week, just a big question mark of, is this bear flag going to ultimately, kind of roll back over, and will the trend continue? Or is this, to be fair, the start of something bigger? I don't know if we'll get our answer necessarily this week, but I think we'll definitely get more answers from a technical standpoint, because right now, bear flag. But within a bear flag, you do have to always acknowledge the fact that, well, the bulls are showing signs of progress. So is that a true sign of progress? AMC was nuts. It was. GameStop might have been a little bit more nuts. I mean, everything was nuts at that point. Yeah, it was a crazy time. Can you explain rollover? In what sense? In the future sense or like technical sense? Like a rollover? Like what do you mean rollover? Oh, so because remember in futures you are trading a contract. So any contract, well, I guess any well, I don't know what the definition of a contract is, but I think by definition a contract in some sense has some sort of date where the contract ends. Like such and such is good up until this or something, but there is a date involved. So in futures contracts do have dates. Those dates expire. So when those futures are coming up and they're about to expire, that's where you want to roll over. You want to move into the next contracts. Yeah. So the H's just expired. So that's why people were moving from the H to the M. And so the question becomes, well, when exactly do you make this change from the H contract to the M? Again, because the H is getting close to expiring. Well, my broker tells me, Tradovate is like, hey, the M's now officially have more volume than the H. So I just want to be trading the thing with the most volume. So that's how I would answer the question is how do you know when to do it? You know, use volume. Any thoughts on XHLD? Well, let's take a quick look at XHLD. So XHLD has this $1.84 mark. Let's just go down to 30-minute. So overall, nice little pattern here. We have this pullback here. We have that little support right there. We have the nice move right there. Put the golfo down here. So we have a nice little bull pennant pattern. But the price is, as of right now, it's kind of knocking on the door of potentially breaking down through the bottom part of the pattern. If it does, then I would say a very important level that you'd want to see hold would be that 50-period moving average. To keep an eye on that. You can use volume or open interest. I mean, yeah, I never really look at the volume. Like I said, Tradovate, just it automatically lets me know when you log in. It's like, hey, would you like us to change you over the new contract? Because the new contract is now officially getting more volume than the other one. So, yeah, I don't personally look at the volume because, like I said, the platform does it for me. Oh, yeah, XHLD, looking good, bull pennant. Just make sure that it doesn't break to the downside. And if it does break to the downside, certainly make sure it doesn't break down through there because that would start to make things look pretty sketchy. Crispy Dev. Again, if you are enjoying, does Tradovate provide journaling? I don't think so. I guess I don't know. Maybe, but I want to say Take Profit Trader does. I think you told me that they do. Maybe I'm mixing you up with somebody else. But if you have enjoyed, because I got to be wrapping this up here, make sure you hit that like button. This was totally an experiment, totally impromptu. So if you feel like you've learned something, or maybe Pam's plant has like, oh wow, I got a Pam's plant. It's a solution. Hit that like button. Like I said, I'm still trying to gauge if I want to come back and do this again. So this will be helpful to see. Like I said, like button, good way to do that. People used to get into penny stocks because they lacked capital, but the prop firms have definitely changed. Yeah, exactly. Like us old schoolers, when I had to walk to school, it was uphill both ways. I didn't have shoes. It was snowing in June, and there was a tornado in the middle of a tsunami. Yeah, people like me. Yeah, back when we got started, like there is none of this existed. Like Pam's plant is amazing. It's crazy. It's crazy how good it is. And if you're again, I'll end with it. Stocks, and if you want to be a day trader, so we're talking about the category of day trader, day trading. Stocks, options, crypto, and forex are truly a waste of your time. They're an inefficient use of your capital. You're taking on way more risk than you actually need to because of Pam's plant right there. So get out there, consider using Pam's plant. If you have any questions, as always, you can reach out to me. Clay@claytrader.com. And again, if you want to learn more about tools I'm using, how I build consistency, manage risk, then you can check out that right there. How did you overcome the emotional aspects of trading? Actually, Chris, that's, check out the link. I don't mean to avoid you, Chris, but unfortunately for you, you're here at the tail end, and I'm already behind schedule. I'm already 1 minute behind schedule. But yeah, that's one of the things, I'll generally talk about in that class that I just linked right there. So you make sure you sign up for that. And what else should I? Oh, yeah, and then if you do want to trade And join my private community. We have a ton of really good traders. Check that out. That is how you can trade alongside me and others. So, but yeah, that is all I have. 84 likes. Very cool. And if people in the archive keep watching this, maybe this will eventually get up to over 100. But thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Everybody take care, and hopefully you finished your drinks. And maybe I'll see you back next Saturday. Maybe I'll see you in a future Saturday. But yeah, I had a good time. Everybody.